Welcome to the middle of the African bush, Nat Geo Wild on Facebook. My name is Brent Smith. I have my good friend Dangerous Dave on camera, and that is a massive male lion. Now, this is 100% live, coming to you from the most incredible country, South Africa. We're in the greater Kruger National Park, an 8.5 million acre unfenced wilderness area where these creatures are protected. Look at him munching on what's left of a buffalo leg. Now, if you want to ask me any questions about what's going on around here, remember to just do that below the feed. And we can hear some growling off to the right. So I'm just going to move forward slightly. And there are some lion cubs fighting over the scraps. Now, remember, this is live, and sometimes there are some pretty morbid things out here in the African bush. So before we zoom in any closer, I'm going to warn you that there is a dead buffalo there, and some people might find it a bit macabre. So if you are a bit sensitive, just be warned. But there we go. We can go in. There we go. You can see a young buffalo, probably about 3 years old, that the lions caught last night. Now, at the moment, there are 6 lion cubs here, and there are 4 adult lionesses and 2 big males. So 12 lions absolutely devoured this in less than a day. This young buffalo. There's a fat and happy cub. Oh, it's got a big tummy. It's time for a snooze. Now, Krista is wondering how far they're away from us. Well, Krista, the male is probably about 10 feet from me. So you can see, there he is. And you can see I'm in an open vehicle. Now, don't worry, I am safe. These animals have grown up around safari vehicles. Safari vehicles have also only been around for about 100 years, so they do not have an instinctive response. So if I'm sitting and I'm talking normally and I'm driving respectfully and carefully around these animals, they completely ignore me. But if I were to stand up, they would recognize the bipedal figure of man. Man is the dominant diurnal predator. They would either cause them to run away or behave aggressively. Of course, we don't want either of that. We're here to observe, not to interfere. And we are incredibly lucky to spend an incredible amount of time with these lions. This is our main resident pride. They are called the Nkuhuma pride. And the Nkuhuma means brown ivory tree. And the first time they were ever seen was under one of those trees. Now, you can see there's a lioness sniffing around at the back. That's probably where they made the kill. And they've dragged, there we go, see, she's trying to cover the stomach contents of that buffalo. And that's to try hide the scent, not only from hyenas, but from other lions that could be in the area. Now, you'll notice a lot of the big cats do that. Lions, leopards, tigers, jaguars. Yuruma says, wow, they are so powerful. Indeed, they are. They are the biggest predator in Africa and capable of taking down an adult buffalo, which can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. Also, hippopotamus. They are absolutely spectacular creatures. Oh, there we go. A little one's about a little bit to the right there. Look at that. He's got his own leg, little guy. That's my leg now. That leg's almost the same size as that lion cub. That lion cub's probably just under 6 months old at the moment. Now, if you are enjoying this incredible sighting of these lions live from Africa, remember, Sunday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, fight! Wasn't that incredible, that sound? But 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Nat Geo Wild live. You can join us for a 2-hour live African safari from the greater Kruger National Park, and hopefully we'll be seeing these very lions. And remember, we're going to be doing it for the next 7 weeks, every Sunday night, 2 hours live on Nat Geo Wild, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're very excited to be sharing this with you. We're very privileged to be able to give you a view of these incredible animals and the incredible country that we call home. Now, Matt is wondering, what is the average number of lions in a pride? Well, Matt, in this area, you generally have anything from 4 to 10 adult lionesses and their offspring. And with male lion coalitions, the average sort of size in this area, male lion coalitions is about 4. They can be between 2 and 6, but generally on average around 4. So a pride in this area can be anything from 10 to 25 with youngsters. Now you must remember that most of the young don't survive. There's a very high mortality rate in the African bush. About 70% of them. About 70% of them don't make it to adulthood, and they're actually normally killed by other male lions, nomadic, marauding male lions that are looking for their own territory. Now, Malik is wondering, what precautions do you take when going on a safari? Well, generally, Malik, I take my rain jacket and my jersey. From a safety point of view, my biggest asset is my experience. I've been living in the bush my whole life. I've grown up around these animals, so I'm very, very lucky. But normally, as you can see, we don't take firearms. We don't need any of that. We rely on our experience to make sure that we stay safe. But a very good precaution if you're planning on coming on an African safari is malaria medicine, because there is always a possibility of a malaria in these areas. It's a very low-risk malaria area, but there is a possibility. But generally, you're quite safe around these animals because you'll be in the hands of an experienced safari guide who can take you on an incredible African adventure. Now, Amy is wondering, do lions get fleas? Yes, they do, Amy. They are full of fleas, ticks, mites, all sorts of ectoparasites, tapeworms, liver flukes. They are not very cleanly animals, although they do look quite cleanly, and they spend quite a bit of time grooming. But yes, they are generally full of fleas and ticks and all sorts of nasties, as are most of the predators out here in the African bush. Oh, that little guy's still fighting with his whole own buffalo leg. Oh, let me just move back a little bit. You can have a look at this big male's teeth as he's using his premolars as a big pair of cutting scissors as he's cutting through the thick hide of that buffalo. There you go. You can see where he's cut. Now that hide can be about an inch and a half thick. So he uses his premolars to cut through there like that, just like that. So it's like a pair of cutting pliers. And if you had to put your finger there, it would take your whole finger straight off. Now remember, these are wild. This is not a zoo. This is the African wild. Martin's wondering, does this kill smell? Well, Martin, it smells a little bit about like undigested grass and a butchery, because it's a very fresh kill. It's also been very cool today, so no rotting has taken place. There you go. You can see he's cutting through that thick skin. Now, a big male like that, he's going to try probably get through to the bone, and because he's got such powerful jaws, he might try break the bone to get to the marrow that's on the inside. Very, very high nutrient substance, bone marrow, high in protein and fat. You can hear him crunching through there. Now, that's just the cutting of the skin we're listening to at the moment. Now, we are coming towards the end of this live broadcast on Nat Geo Wild. But remember, if you want to join us for the whole 9 yards, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be doing a 2-hour live African safari on Nat Geo Wild. So from myself, Brent, and my fabulous cameraman, Dangerous Dave, it's been wonderful having you with us, and I'm sure you want to look at the lions again. So let's look at the lions. So there we go. As he munches on his buffalo leg, we're going to say adieu, and we'll see you Sunday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Nat Geo Wild.